Today's history lesson is about the 6888th. They were an all-black, all-female battalion during World War II. They took on what seemed like an impossible mission, and well, they made history. 1945, as the war raged on, mail for American troops stationed in Europe was piling up. Literally. Warehouses were stuffed with over 17 million, yes, 17 million packages and letters just remained undelivered. Soldiers were cut off from home, morale was sinking, and the U.S. military didn't really have a plan to fix this. Entered the 6888th Central Postal Directory Battalion. It included 855 black women from the Women's Army Corps. They were led by Major Adams Early. Their motto was simple: no mail, low morale. They had 6 months to sort through years and years of backlogged mail, but they did it in 3 months. They worked in shifts around the clock, 7 days a week. They braved freezing cold warehouses with rat infestations, ew. And of course, the ever-present racism and sexism that existed in that era. And these ladies weren't just sorting letters. They had to be detectives. They had to track down soldiers across multiple battlefields, dealing with names like John Smith. I imagine there was a lot of John Smiths. They also had to decipher damaged or incomplete addresses. Some even used handwriting analysis, so the mail made it to the right place. Let's not forget that the military was still segregated in this time period during World War II. But the women in this battalion did not get the same resources, opportunity, or respect as white women did, white people in general. Major Adams Early was the highest ranking black woman in the Army. She even had to stand up to a white officer that they tried to put in charge of her unit. She said, "Over my dead body." Sir. They were so successful in England that they were sent over to France. They kept working under even tougher conditions. Some even stayed behind to identify and bury fallen soldiers, fallen American soldiers, ensuring that they got proper graves. And guess what? When they came home, they were greeted with no parades, no medals, no recognition at all. It would take decades for these brave and amazing women to be recognized. Finally, in 2018, the first monument honoring them was built in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Then, in 2022, President Biden awarded them the Congressional Gold Medal. Nearly 80 years after their service. It makes you think about how many other stories like this are still untold. So, if the 6888 could work in dangerous war zones, sorting through millions of letters, making sure it got to the right soldiers, the least we could do is make sure their story gets told.